Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of the QIP answer for the question that I mentioned before. On this one I'm gonna be show you how to look cool when using the watch. Okay, so basically you get your watch on your wrist. I'm right-handed, so I wear it on my left. But if you're left-handed, wear it on your right. Okay, because I find pointless. Get the watch to have the watch in my right hand and copy at the same time. It's sometimes a bit difficult because you're doing too much movement. Okay, so it's up to you really. Find your way. I like it here because I know what the teachers are. I examine before I get to any exams, any things like that, any tests or anything. What you have to look for is for how many people you're gonna room, how many assessors, how many teachers are looking, how many teachers are going up and down, up and down. Okay, once you figure out that, then you sort it. Okay, so depending, if you're next to a wall, place the watch on your left hand. Let's say the wall is on my right hand. Okay, so I will place the watch in my left hand, because otherwise the reflection of the watch will kind of flash and probably someone will catch that flashing and then they might catch you out. The other way, if you're in the left hand, put it in the other hand, and so on, things like that. Find your way. Use your jacket. I use my jumper sometimes. But I don't place the watch like a normal watch. To go in, yes I do. When I'm sat in the exam, when I got my paper, once I get my paper, it's still on watch. I switch it on. Let me just switch it on. Right, it's on. Okay, and I want it to be, well, you will have to set up your watch. So get your text on first. I'll place my text, which is that one. The one I just did in previously is the formula, which is cos alpha plus beta and so on. And it says subscribe to Mr. Jefferson 105. Thanks for watching. Okay, and you press the button below the arrows, this one, to lock the watch into the watch position, and you place it on. I never place it this way up because it's a bit difficult to copy and watch like this. What I do, place it underneath my wrist, lock it, so you put it on. Okay, so when you've done that, you can either, for example, in order to cover this, you can either just place your jumper around it nicely and leave the gap. For example, like this watch, you go there, and this looks like a bracelet or something, like that, and then just keep it cool like that. Act cool. To act cool is something like this. For example, I'm writing. You can get your pen or something. And then if for example, because the watch is locked, it's got a lock mechanism, so you just act cool. For example, just get your hands closed at the same time I'm placing with my thumb to unlock the watch, like this. For example, I'm just doing that, and then you, for example, can look like you reading or looking around, things like that. At the time being, my watch is being unlocked. When it's being unlocked, you kind of move your jacket. Make sure they don't see this movement that you covering something, because it looks like you're covering. Do it nicely, looking around, asking a question or something like that. Once you've done that, put your hand down like this, so it looks like your jumper is natural, you're not doing anything wrong. Okay, so get your pen, you got your pen, and then what you do, you start reading your question. You read your question, and it says you need your formula in order to answer that question. So what you do, I attempt to put my hand forwards like this, and I kind of I've learned to write with my hand this way, like that. It looks gay, but because if I write like this, I won't be able to see anything. So if I write this way, what I do, I just move my hand a bit further away, like this, or I move myself further away. At the same time, I'm giving some cover with my fingers, so no one can see this way, as you can see. If I move it this way, you might. So you're giving some covering like this. Okay, so you write like this nicely, and you can write faster really, and then you can really just glance, touch your nose, and then you just look around, look down, don't stare at the watch like this. You look away, write something that you have to revise a bit as well. Revise a bit so you know what you're doing. Then when you need help, look down and start copying course 2 and then alpha and wherever you need to copy down. Okay, once you've done that, for example, and you finish off with the watch, lock it. Don't forget to lock the watch. Okay, for example, also if you see teachers moving around too much, lock the watch and it's locked, so you're safe now. You can either leave it as it is and act the same way as you were before, because if you change your attitude you might get caught. So don't change your attitude even though the watch is like this. If it's in the watch position, don't change your attitude. Keep your attitude the same all the way during the exam, otherwise it's more likely to get caught. Okay, that's it. That is very essential. Okay, it's very important. Don't misunderstand things like that. Okay, so you're acting cool like this, you're copying whatever you want, you're reading your question, you need the watch again. So basically what you do, you just hold your hands together, for example, while you're reading your question like this, or you put your pen down or something, and you just hold your thumb in the watch like that, and then you keep reading your question like you're thinking, act like you're thinking, and then unlock the watch. As you can see, it's unlocked now, and then just act as normal. Put your hand down, read the question. If the teacher comes and you don't have the time to lock the watch, what I attempt to do is kind of a press down in my wrist, and because it's tight, I can press down, and sometimes if I'm lucky I can lock it with this movement like this. I can lock it sometimes, not always, but sometimes I can lock it if I move my wrist down. Or if you don't worry, just put your hand down. Just put your hand down like normal you would, and then make sure your jumper is under, like that. So make sure you just cover it like that, and then just keep writing. And this is the time when your hand goes down. When you're copying, put your hand to your side. When you're not copying, put your hand down, so it doesn't glance, because of the mirror reflection. It sometimes is a lot safer in that way. What else? Your position. Try not to look like you're copying. I know sometimes it's worrying, but don't act like you're copying. Otherwise, you're gonna get caught straight away. You have to practice it. This is like a skill. It's not something that you learn quickly. It's a skill. It helps. Okay, it's a skill that you have to learn. Okay, this skill is something that you put in practice sometimes. I'm not telling you to go and use it every time, but sometimes things are difficult. I do understand that, but it's not good to copy. That's unfair. It's not. You don't have to copy really. But if you feel that you overstressed with so many exams going on, then you might use it. I don't say used it. I don't say you can use it. I used it because I had lots of exams. Okay, back to the point. So once you've done that, for example, that's the things. You cannot sit down straight, not too much. Sit like you normally would in a lesson. Things like that. Just relax, chill, act normal. And then so once you finish the exam, or you're 5 minutes away to finishing, you have checked every single question on your exam. What you do, you lock your watch, and then slowly kind of looking around or doing things like that. Turn it around and leave in the watch position, in the watch position, with the watch clicking and touching around, because it's locked. Even though they take the watch away from you, they can't do anything. This is what is good about this watch. It's locked, and you can't really do anything about it. It's what I think is worth money paying. Look, I can use this as a normal watch every day. What you can do as well, for example, if you got to examine a lesson, knowing a hole in a lesson, what you can do is wear the watch every single time in the lesson, so the teacher get used to it, to watch you with that watch. Because if you casually just go in the lesson and voila, I got a watch, it's gonna be okay. So don't be too casual with that. Okay, things like that you have to be careful. well, try not to look anyone else copying or things like that. You content on your store, you master your skill, you copy whatever you have to copy, finish off, put your hand up, disappear. That's it, simple as. It's not difficult copying. It might look difficult, I know it's unfair, but it's something that you can practice. Well, get a friend to do a test for you or something like that. Don't tell them by using the watch and try to say test me on this, and then you can use the data and you can use the watch and practice to see whether he can catch you out or not. Things like that. Okay, thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, make sure you don't want any problems. So